21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
Speaking about technologies for small businesses is so many people can do that. There's so many people that can do that, but the thing that I'm really good at is balancing my home life, balancing my work life, balancing the culture of the business, balancing my growth, not growing too fast, not growing too slow, knowing when I need to tweak things here and there, and kind of seeing a vision of what is going to happen in the future. And that's a really interesting thing to really think about is, how is this, if I'm successful, what are the unintended consequences of success? And as an entrepreneur, I've had several business ventures that have been very successful, but I stopped doing them because I had unintended consequences of success. Um, and that's something that I think that people get trapped in as an entrepreneur, is the sunk cost of what they've done, and not choosing to start over, or not choosing to rewrite what they want. They lose their principles along the way. They lose sight of the things that really matter in chasing success, or chasing your goals, or chasing your dreams, or whatever that is. And it's not until some learn that those things have already passed them by, or they've spent a decade chasing something that they find out 10 years later didn't really matter to begin with. So I've been very good at balancing those things, and really, really living to my nose. And when I say N-O, I mean N-O, not K-N-O-W. If we're going classic montage, we can always do the whole TV thing of well, my father died when I was 7, and I was officially the man of the house, and ever since then I had this odd work ethic that some people don't understand. I was also blessed with ADHD, like a lot of entrepreneurs are. So I was never able to focus in school, and I wasn't able to get that degree that I was looking for. But I always knew that I wanted something more, and I always knew that I wanted to do my own thing. And when I moved to Charleston, I was living in my grandmother's garage, and on a fold out couch, and not a lot of prospects, but I just worked harder than most people that I know, and went through this retail time where I call it my retail education, where when most people were in college, I was learning how to sell things. I was learning how to talk to people, and I was learning how to be motivated, and as well as motivate others. And I was learning how to work 60-hour work weeks, 80-hour work weeks, and I was getting used to that. And I was priming myself for owning my own business one day. And I was learning the trades and I never knew what I wanted to do, but I always knew that I was a hard worker, and that would carry me through. Until I figured out that, because owning a computer or growing up on computers my whole life, I just happened to be very good at them. And that allowed me to do all of the things that I want to do. I'll never be a doctor, but I help doctors. I'll never be a pilot, but I help pilots. I'll never be a firefighter, but I help firemen. And the place that it's given me has been able to increase my reach beyond what I normally do. My company supports over 2 million people's contacts, and make sure that they are secure, around the world, which is a very, um, I take that very seriously. It's an honor to be able to protect the information of people, and to connect people that they don't even know that I've had some kind of connection in their life. So I take that kind of stuff seriously. But from that was a lot of hard work, um, a lot of pain. I didn't have the traditional college experience. I didn't have all of that stuff. I met my wife very young at 19, and we're still together today. Um, 26 years later, we're still together today, her and I, with three wonderful kids. I have a multi-million dollar company, and my my oldest son is going to be a virologist. My daughter wants to be a pediatric neurosurgeon, and my son wants to be a pharmacist, or a pediatrician. I'm sorry, a pediatrician. And I have a great family. We're all very well connected, and I never missed a soccer game. And it started from a couple of principles that I had when I started my own business, or quite frankly, I've always had these principles. And it's to work for people that I want to for, work with people that I want to work with, um, and never miss a soccer game. Those are my principles. And whatever your soccer game is, you can say whatever that is. But I've been present in my kids' lives for all of their little and big events, and that is not a compromising thing for me. So that's a part of working for who I want to work for, because if they have a problem with me taking off to go see my son's soccer game, then it's probably not a relationship that I want to keep. And just having basic principles like that you stick to over time really puts a lot of things in perspective of what to say yes to and what to say no to. So, um, for example, this interview, this podcast, if there was something that came up in my family's life, I would have to excuse myself from it, even if it was a detriment to my future. Um, the thing that's most important to me at the time is the decision revolving around my family. Um, because you're a nice fellow, and the people that are listening to this are fantastic people, but the people that matter to me are the ones that are closest to me, that are my hearts. Living with those kinds of principles has really driven a lot of my business decisions. It's driven a lot of my sales decisions. It's driven a lot of my home life decisions. I've turned down lots of ways of making money and lots of different kinds of avenues that I could be more commercially successful, if you will. But quite frankly, I live a great life. I have everything that I need. My children do as well. And we're happy. Now, do I want to be successful? Do I want to own things? Do I want to, you know, do bigger things? Of course I do, just because I'm driven. And that's something that I don't know where that came from. I just have a drive. Um, but I don't ever compromise those little things that matter, and that has made my business better. Working with people that you want to work with, that means that I take my hiring very seriously. That not only do I look at these people for what they can do, but I also want them to share the why of why they're doing what they're doing. And they also typically have the same principles that I do. And because we all share the why, we can be very different, um, but come together when it matters, because we all are driven by the same thing. We all want to have, that same freedom. So it's driven my culture. So in my culture, if your kid has a sore throat and you have to go home, you stop whatever you're doing and you go home and you take care of your kid or your grandparents or whoever that is. And you're given the freedom to do so, because I want everybody around me to share in the same freedoms and cultures that I do without the risk. Because with it being an entrepreneur, you always take risks. But I feel that a great culture should be that entrepreneurial or even intrapreneurial experience without the risk. And that's what's really driven the culture in my business as well. So, from the pain of losing a father early, I really understood loss early as well, and it's helped shape what's important to me, which is we're not going to have our families forever. Um, you might not be around tomorrow, and it's the things that really matter are the intangibles that you can't buy. Health, time, those are the things that really matter. And of course, the world goes around with money, and the world goes around with, good deeds and things of that nature. But in the end, the things that you can't purchase are your health and your time. Having happy employees makes happy customers. I've grown a company into a multi-million-dollar company with no salesmen. And how do you do that? Well, you do that by multiplying your salesmen in the companies. The referrals are the best forms of sales. And if you do a really good job with your customer service, and every service-based business, it doesn't matter what you are, it doesn't matter if you're a plumber or a doctor or it doesn't matter. If you have some kind of service that relies on making people happy, then you can do the same thing too. And what it really boils down is to giving the best service and the best experience that you possibly can to the people that work with you, um, and because they're not used to that. Everybody's used to the basic minimum, the bare minimum. They're not used to people following up. They're not used to people answering the phone call. They're not used to people really caring about you. In my line of work, my employees and I, when we go to places, we get hugs. What kind of IT person do you know goes into a place and they actually get a hug because they're so welcome in that environment? But that's the kind of experience that we give to our clients, is we really do care, because all of my employees, they match the same why, and I'm able to let them live that why. So we do have over a month off in forced holidays. So right now we're on 2 weeks off for the end of the year. We also have a week off in the middle of the year, right around July, to force a summer vacation. And all of our employees are also encouraged to take an extra week throughout the year. And some of them have taken more. And it's based on what they need for their families, what they need for themselves. We don't have it. We have an unlimited PTO policy, and the employees pretty much they pretty much police that themselves. And if someone is not or taking too much time, the employees will let them know that they're taking too much time, or I'm having to cover you a little bit too much. That's very rare that happens, because we all work together and we understand um, when an employee's mother dies, that she's going to need a little bit of extra time. When an employee has a baby, they're going to need a little extra time, and we're going to pitch in, because that's going to happen to me too. And my employees are very tight knit like that. But we also support our clients like that. And the great thing is we attract clients that appreciate that. So our clients actually appreciate that we take off 2 weeks. Our clients, some of them are jealous that we actually take off a week during the summer. They're like, wow, I wish my company would do that too. I'm sure that there are a lot of companies out there that, could do these things, but they don't. And the funny thing is to give you an example of how we made this happen in the summer, is we may actually made this a business decision, and it's been better for our business because of it. So for example, There for a while, we did not have this time off during the summer. And we would have our project engineers take a week off here and a week off here and a week off here and a week off here. And then all of our project engineers were covering for their other people. And we didn't get any projects done for a month or two because everybody was covering for everybody else for that entire summer. And it made it stressful for everybody over the summer. So, as a business, we made a decision that we're taking a week off right around Independence Day, where most of all our clients also take that week off. And it forces everybody to take time off at that time. And that way, we're not covering for a month or two, shift after shift after shift after shift, where people are taking summer breaks. So we really took, our business sense, and then we took our employee, community, sense, put those two together. And now we have time off in the middle of the summer. So everybody gets time off that they need with their families and to do summer sports or whatever that they want to do. Um, and our business actually is more productive during the summer because of that time off. And that's absolutely a how and a why. And it shows all of our customers that we care about our employees. We make sure that everything's covered, so we have somebody on call or something like that. Um, but that's a great example of how you can align your business needs with your employees' needs and come out looking like, you care what you actually do for not only your employees but your customers and everything that goes around there. It enhances the culture, keeps people happy. We have very low turnover of key employees um, because of this. We're a private company, so we cannot necessarily afford to pay our employees the super high wages that some of these other large corporations are paying them. But for our employees, they get paid well and they get paid fair. But the trade off of the extra money would never be able to replace the freedom that they have when they're working here, that they actually get to pursue their passion. They have a company that cares about them. They know that when the chips are down, they're going to have a company that's on their side that works for them. And because of that, they have a pride in where they work, they have a pride in what they do, and they share that pride with their customers. And because the customers see that, the customers are more likely to refer us to other customers, and the cycle continues. And that's how we've been able to grow. And also because our customers get such great service, their companies are able to grow because we are an essential service to small businesses. There's no small business that's going to grow without some kind of IT support function in their business today. That's just an essential function. So we provide excellent service to our small businesses, so they are capable of growing themselves. And our business is set up to win when they grow, because the more computers that they have, the more people that they hire, the more complications we have to take care of, which means that we grow. So by doing a great job, we help our customers grow. By doing a great job, we help us grow because they refer us to more customers. Our customer churn is super low because they're very happy with us. So I'm not having to find new customers every day. So I don't have to go out there and beat the streets and, try to outsell my attrition rate. That's what most companies are doing today, is they've got these salespeople that they're holding to these super high numbers, and the reason why they're doing it is because they have to outsell their attrition rate. Well, if you don't have a very high attrition rate, you don't have to outsell it. And if you're on a monthly recurring revenue, then you know what you're going to make next month and next month and next month and the month after that. And if you're doing a great job, you don't have to worry about it. So if I don't make another sale this entire next year, I know where I'm going to be at. I know that we're going to have a certain level of growth because the people that we already work with are going to grow as well. So not only do I grow when I get new people, I grow when our customers grow. So it's a great way to align your business morals with your, customer service and your sales all wrapped in one. And that's how you do it. It's not a secret. Good work gets you more good work. For anyone that's interested in following me or following my company is Advyon. That's Advyon. It came from a combination of advice and beyond. Originally, we wanted to just help nonprofits, and we were going to give free advice and do more, which is where Advice and Beyond came from. And it was 2008. Tour Story was big around it. So we're happy to serve anybody that would like help with small business information technology, web design, search engine marketing, or anything in between. We're very good at helping others figure out the hard things that they need to move their business into the future. And if you would like to interact with me personally, please reach out on LinkedIn. It is also Advyon on LinkedIn, and my name is Brian Anderson, and I'd be happy to help anyone that would like to just reach out and have a conversation.
21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
Imagine a space where triumphs, trials, and tales of entrepreneurship come alive. Welcome to the 21st Century Entrepreneurship Podcast, a gold awarded journey hosted by Martin Piskarik, connecting with listeners in 95 countries and ranking in the top 0.5% of all podcasts. Join our exclusive community, elevate your perspective, and embark on the path to success.